pe kamati ile nomba ni aba nomba na kamati isu nienda yuke bambe netoka bambe ndita chairman wa kamati ya Ilobi, the very able Justice Wake, who has been a very great leader when we were planning these burials, to come and speak on behalf of all those groupings that have been meeting both at home and here. My chairman, please join me here. It will be difficult to time the justice because he's very much senior to me, but I will try.
Thank you, MC. Angalia saa yako. Yetu ni kushukuru Mungu kwa neema zake kwa kutuwezesha kukamilisha mipango ya mazishi ya mzee Munyao in record time. Nafikiri mlisikia Alex akisema ilichukua tu siku 5 na mipango yote ikakamilika. Hiyo ilikuwa ni mkono wa Mungu. Ti laisi kwamba ni milioni mbewa nyanya paidela matukua 5. Uni kuona ni ya ngai aido kuma kuisila kwa mzee Munyao nutonya. Tunaye na uhusiano mosiona kamati ya kuumusie, and we thank that committee to mutungia mwe mwingi muno ba mwana andu mako nduwe nonde siwe tawata, lakini nitede ne nyuma la ile junondo committee no pa Mrs. Munyao na nitone tengwata niyo ya nyenzeo kwa familia ya Munyao. Tutakuwa na nyinyi. We'll pray for you, we pray with you. Na moika noe ni kwedha na itu wanata munosia kwenda edha nenyu. May the soul of mzee Munyao rest in eternal peace.
Thank you very much, Justice. You can see why we were so organized. 1 minute and 40 seconds. Usuti otongoi. Usuni ononga mea kamati ya Mwaito na kamati ya mheshimiwa na nimonie wala tukonie tumakonie makobi yengi. Thank you very much. Tutakilete kwa group ya politicians bala tukubunga sati tunyetai ni kwa ndulike kendone. Ve group iketwa farmers makalawa. Andwana na ma Alex na manana na ma Mwaitu meba farmers, Kalawa farmers group. Can you stand up tafadhali tumone? Ongama inyonde. Ona kabebo neone obu. Chairman wa ground. Thank you. Usuwe chairman wa kamati ba amosi. Na akunite we amosi omono. Na akunite we amosi onondo aimosi kali. Dhukuma Forces Memorial Hospital. He is a former military officer. Thank you very much. Unit wakila tualika chapter akeli. The late Honorable Munyao was a legislator. So if we come here and we disregard or ignore the political class, we are ignoring the passion and life of this great man. And so therefore, there was a man who was very close to this gentleman, who chairs an association of former members of parliament, who is also a member of our committee, has done a lot of work, and was a connection between us and the National Assembly, because our good friend, area MP, had traveled when Mzee passed on. And so we talked with Honorable Kibasu, and Katuko took over that. Honorable Katuko, please join me here. The same protocols apply, maximum of 3 minutes. Very good. I see you are compliant. 3 minutes. 30 minutes for all of you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Master of Ceremonies. My name is John Mutua Katuku. Na kisiasa Mondo ni Katuku. Na mmoja siyu Mondo no Muzobe wajao Muzobe and kwa familia ya mheshimiwa mwenda zake Mheshimiwa Munyao ambaye alikuwa rafiki yangu sana, my mentor, my everything. Kwa clergy Itongo ewe ni wasi Mheshimiwa Kalonzo juzi tukiwa kanisa alijaribu kunipea klani sio yangu. Yuke ya bishop weba nimeamokela na nondo bishop weba ni wa klani chatiri sai tema. Azume tawara waza. Asi tu sai tema kana mba mule tema. Kwa our leaders, all protocols observed. Nenda kwa Samanyo netokia kisiwa kwa Nyamwene John Mutua Katuku na family yakwa kibetikioba anondo kitona kwilea kune wale huyo kogera weko. Asante na kwa family ya Katuku wa Musembi ila Munyao waendu muno na late father Katuku wa Musembi, na kwa chama cha People's Trust Party kila ni party leader, na kwa andwa ingi mandumie oseyo kiakisio we two family ya Munyao we are together tiondo ni umwe ila siana sia Munyao sietwa those are political those are blood siana sia kindakame, lakini Munyao na gane na siana sia kisiasa na kalaka kuuketa wakati ku na okasizia nikita sati wa ngoe ikro mutindi ngoezu ikiro ni a coincidence ninye mwanake wakati ku ula wa member wa parliament wa mala na minister wa kiwu na nikalandi na kitu no wa mwenganisio. We share a lot with Munyao. Munyao ni wakisio kwa kibaoni asomea kibaoni primary school obuto ini kitu ni mutoi o Nairobi no mutoi kisiasa no toelete ando aingi Peter Mwandhi ngine na kwa chana akembie na nuka nini sio ndio leo mwana tukaleo tia mwana watu yeye ndini leo kwa sio na no toelete ando aingi beba na naye msimamo no atubundize siasa sia msimamo siasa itesia mbeza itesia corruption. He was a very straightforward leader. Utendeto lusani tuidhika mutongoi una contribute katika siasa sia Kenya kwanza ya yulumuno kwa siasa sia kugitu kibaoni Mbooni mwala kwanza ya yulumuno nitwa Asia. But we thank God because he gave us a man like Munyao, a man of integrity. Mundu teso lusani, mundu teso silusia kando. Nye mwene, ni university, nye na kambeni manager wake. I used to kuorganize mipango ya kuna ne binda zimwe, and I'm a very interesting character. We were campaigning for him in Mwala that time. Na yu munene wa commissioner wa polisi oka na munene wa intelligence oka moka campaign candidate wa Kanu na kona campaign candidate wetu wa Munyao tena mashabiki yake beba maingi la baba mbanwa munene wa polisi abaje buti ata musembethia athibio nundo strategy la doa na yonekana wethandu ina mbesa tukatile mwanya umanenga ni mbesa ta mazembe bacho ka mbesa kyo na what was surprising na azio ka ilobi that week na igwithi ya Munyao ainywa China commission wa polisi na ligawala manyo ya Serena Hotel na mazizi Amerika le kuna wachei na Mwai na umala you know when Detroit you need somebody Kalonzo na Kibaki na ngiwe the manyo chei mwe mbeta ambaye hiyo kijana kuja na kana anambia iye siasa kuna huu anaenda kuvunja siasa hizo yumu nako niyo ya museo na baada ndio banga ambaye ende tuzobe ambaye niona manyo wao zobe ambaye kwa Munyao mutongoi nune si maundu maingi indi wakalanya nando kwa unaenda kwa Asia nitwa Asia na tumuthasie aende athika ku ithie ya Kenyatta na ithie ya Ngei no twende na upambana atwibambana muno kapaka Kalonzo kwa tikibila kana mwazia tenda kugitia ndino yitu tumokomboni na tutakwatene tambaye ya mukamba titakatwene ta Kenya paiba ndo tithi mwaziara niendelea radika endelee ndole amba kwetela banini ewo ningwenda kwoza mwanyo pe andu mandu miera ambirambi pe kikundi twithwana cha former members of parliament kila chairperson wacho ni Dr. Juguna na is out of the country na kindu kila kina tukwatie ni tunachoye nunu Munyao anaye member museo wa chama ki alama umie parliament na alama euma mauma kwa mwimbo na ni mwoneka mubango kwa unaenda kwenda rambirambi isu na ngete rambirambi ya mheshimiwa Murungaru twinake ngete rambirambi ya Ngilo anguni simweke America ngete rambirambi ya ndo ingende weta nundu niona baba chathuka na nundu pea yumbe twethwana mo na ni members ba group wezu ni makundi ya makoka ba tukakunwa visa tuimbito former members of parliament ala meba niona Munyaka ningona Kibasu ningona Maundu ningona kukaiba nundu di mama na ala megwa nthini kwa unenda moke ba tukunwa visa tuyuma Asia mheshimiwa Munyao ulawi ba ya thenge ningona George Nyamwea. There are so many of you. Please come over to a pamoja. Thank you and may God bless you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. 6 minutes and 51 seconds. Ve mondo tuenda kwete nene na kake katisa. Nondo katoko wa mina ndatikasi yake obati muni na we mundu kwenda amukethie na kine ne katisa. Thank you very much former members of parliament. No inda muteo mana His Excellency Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka ni mwambua ni my big brother na kibila kilo kwitia jolotilwe muya ikatenange kwa u onoko ngamaba ukamwitisia kule sae kathela chake chandikiwe tuthike Munyao my brother la tuketie kibila chake tukatembea ku kile kito ini kanata nondo akamba ni make ama te wia ela to likawea ni usuni to kuukuna. For now let us give this great man his due respect na tuwe muthio musianeza. Thank you very much. We have a very close friend of ours, Commissioner Mudhama, who worked with us when we were burying Mwai, helped us with the fundraising. He bullied people to bring us money. He coordinated everything we were doing then. Nebindadi tuiumbania tuthiumusie mutume oyo ngomba wino twanena nake na Simon na no waitie muka. He's in Israel. Edwa oka na itu atuma na rambiran bisiake Asia. Pole sana kwa ndo makalawa. Pole sana, pole sana. Ni mwakwata ngezi cia muthama. Ni mwaikwata? Thank you very much. You bautwe pe mundu na weticie kibila. Na inywe tithie mwamukuni akula. Kana iwe na tiwo. Tuyale ni kwambia nake lakini twetikilana ni nake ni twamba kwitikila aeni manene. Niwe eaile ni ututhocha ba. Tuiweto uwo kana atendi. Honorable Kibaso. Na be timu yake ile kututetha cia undu andu mekala. Where are the team from the National Assembly, Sergeant at Arms? Please join us in front. You know the work you've done. Wametusaidia sana leo. Please come and stand here as the Member of Parliament is speaking. Thank you very much.
Asante, Bwana MC, to the clergy through the Pope. We'll actualize that, in fact. The United Opposition Leadership, led by His Excellency Dr. Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, Wiper Patriotic Party Leader, former Waziri Bwana Eugene Wamalwa, Party Leader, DAPK, my former Speaker, Sir, former Waziri and former AG and Party Leader, DAP, Bwana Muturi Justin, DP Party Leader, all friends, to the family of Joseph Konzolo Munyao, the family itself, and all the people of Mbooni. Muya ini museo, na mabinda on there. This is a hard time for Mbooni people. Munyao was their member of parliament. I, as the current member of parliament, campaigned with Munyao one time in 2007. We lost, both of us, to the late Mutula Senior. And today, it's a sad moment for me, for the loss of my friend, my father, my mentor, because he was my advisor all through my politics, even the times when I lost. I remember one important statement he told me in 2006 when I plunged myself into politics. And he called me with my wife to his office and said, "Mwano wi mwana munini. Come and support me. Your time will come." I found that one a bit hard. I did not listen, although he was my father. I went in and we flopped. Through, he kept on giving me strategies on how to win elections. Thank God, 2017, 2022, his advice was actualized. And I'll remember him for two things. Mbooni being the Mbooni we know, Mbooni of the hills, and Mbooni of the lowlands. He made the two be united. Two, he did what I have been following on equal distribution of government resources. And when I was campaigning and moving around Mbooni, the only visible things within Mbooni were his posts on constructions within Mbooni. I got into those shoes, but I remember him and thank him for what he instilled in me. And because we have been with the family all through, we have been eulogizing, what I can only say is may God, in his faithfulness and grace, have mercy and forgiveness upon his soul, and grant the family the peace and fortitude that surpasses all forms of human understanding. May Joe rest in eternal peace. When I MC, allow me to pass a message of condolence from one of the greatest friends of Munyao, Professor Honorable Philip Kaloki. And he says, Honorable Munyao was a friend, consulted closely with him on the idea of establishing KMTC campus at Tower. Today, the campus attracts medical students across the country. I will remember Honorable Munyao as a great national leader who cherished democracy and freedom for all Kenyans. When I MC, you have been having your friend, the current Speaker of the National Assembly, who was also a very close friend to the late Honorable Munyao. He was with us during the fundraising, and he sent me from the National Assembly, and that's why equally we have the protocol staff and the Sergeant at Arms staff, because we knew we were burying a former member of parliament. And here I give condolence message on the passing of Honorable Joseph Konzolo Munyao, EGH, former member of parliament from Mbooni Constituency and former cabinet minister. This is from the Right Honorable Dr. Moses Masika Wetagula, EGH MP, Speaker of the National Assembly. Esteemed mourners, ladies and gentlemen, today we gather to pay our heartfelt tribute and offer our deepest condolences to the family, friends, and constituents of the late Honorable Joseph Konzolo Munyao, a devoted public servant, a respected statesman, and Cabinet Minister of the Republic. Honorable Joseph Munyao's illustrious journey in public service began long before he rose to national prominence. He served with unmatched commitment, vision, and humility. Throughout his tenure in Parliament, he championed the aspirations of his people with a firm, principled, and steady hand. His exemplary leadership earned him appointment to the cabinet, where he served Kenya with great honor and diligence. And as cabinet minister, Honorable Munyao carried significant responsibilities that shaped national policy, guided sectorial reforms, and strengthened the foundations of our socio-economic development. His stewardship, insight, and steadfast dedication marked him as one of the transformative leaders of the generation. Within Parliament, Honorable Munyao demonstrated profound legislative acumen, actively contributing to key debates, offering wise counsel, and participating in numerous committees whose work left an indelible imprint on our legislative landscape. His commitment to public good earned him admiration from colleagues across the political divide and deep respect from the citizens he served faithfully. Even after retiring from active parliamentary service, Honorable Munyao continued to contribute meaningfully to nation building and community development. His wisdom, humility, and unwavering patriotism remained evident in every role he assumed and every life he touched. Today, we remember Honorable Joseph Konzolo Munyao as a man of unwavering dedication, integrity, and leadership. His legacy, rooted in service, fortitude, and love for country, will continue to inspire generations as we carry forward the noble work he championed. On behalf of the Parliamentary Service Commission and on my behalf as the Speaker of the National Assembly, we send our deepest condolences to the family of the departed during this difficult moment. May the confronting words of Psalm 10:17 strengthen their hearts. And Psalm 17 says, "O Lord, you hear the desire of the afflicted. You will strengthen their heart. You will incline your ear." End of quote. We offer our sympathy and warm wishes for peace and resilience as you mourn his passing. He will forever be fondly remembered. May he rest in eternal peace. Signed, Right Honorable Dr. Moses Masika Wetangula, EGH, MP, Speaker of the National Assembly. Two things I'm told to do. One is, I know when Munyao was a political person in Mbooni, he had several friends he was doing politics with. I know they are all here. We cannot call you in front. Can you stand where you are and just wave? I saw several. I saw Govi. Mwandi is still there. There are several. May God bless you all for coming to be with us today. Two, we have the current MCS of Makueni and from other places who have come to eulogize with us in Mbooni. And because we have the Speaker of the County Assembly of Makueni, I'll request all the sitting MCS to come in front with the Speaker of Makueni County, who is going to eulogize on your behalf. All the sitting MCS and the Speaker will eulogize on your behalf. Speaker, come here.
Asante sana Mheshimiwa Kivasu, kwa askofu na kanisa, kwa familia ya mzee Konzolo Munyao, Your Excellency Mheshimiwa Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka na viongozi kuomboleza. Mbele yenu ni bunge ya Makueni na mabunge yengine kutoka Machakos. Na kama ilivyo itikadi, tafadhalini naomba nimtambue na ni vizuri aweze kusalimiana. Ndio mwakilishi wa Kalawa Ward na ndio alikuwa MCA wa Konzolo Munyao na ndio MCA wa Alex.
Thank you. Thank you. Bas, mwene museo. Mabinda onde. Mwene ata iwe. Thank you. Bas to the clergy, tukiongozwa na kaino se mwanosu nitungenga imubea. Naidi jasia kwa family. Ile ni se kanapeda nuclear family, tukiongozwa na Alex. Nini sika na kikombe kiki vina lakini nunga ina munengete ibe unamwendete nenda kuona kanandini wa wendo sindini wangai ngai no kumuongamia na ngai akithwa nenu bitikili kwa ndaya cionthe nikana sie mubia munene kwa utongoi ila nguona Daktari Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka twinake katikati waitu. The other time alikuja tukakuwa pamoja wakati alikuwa anasikindisha mam, na tena leo anjachoka amefika. And because I understand kana umundi ceremony ite nayo ni live na usioni kana ngatabya ake na onde kulamai that the clock is ticking na ila saa yende na kuthiuka ni kana the nation of Kenya is prepared to welcome Daktari Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka ndini wa State House ya Kenya atongozi ambaye sio ndesi ya Kenya na hivyo ndeti kwata utongolani wa ilete mbitikiliko ande sio ndena sekundu wa utongoi wa kisio kino na governor wetu wa Makueni kwa ile kazi ambayo tumefanya pamoja na ile kazi ambayo watu wa Kalawa naona as a son from this area na mwana ulani mutongoi wa kaunti ya Makueni tienda kutungia mubea. Na kwa hiyo yote nasema alama umie kuwasamo kati the teamwe ngaina mwadime. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Mheshimiwa Muturi atakuambia si rahisi kuongoza watu wamechaguliwa. So you want me to be beached when I get back to the house? Asante sana. Mnaweza kuketi tafadhali. Kwa kifupi niseme kwamba names Joe tafadhali. Bwana Mbenuja. Leader of the majority Wiper Democratic Movement Party, County Assembly of Makueni, Kisungi Wakatete MCA Kitungo Kitundu Ward. Mbooni. Ndi Ithiangoma MCA nominated to represent Andwala Bindi na alama buwa weo katika County Assembly ya Makueni muno aume. Sorry, County Assembly of Machakos nutete anumamu thembosu. Felix Boniface Mateso MCA wa Wote Ziu Ward. Francis Munyao Mutuku Muso, chairperson wa Wiper Makueni County, member for Nzawi Kilili Kalamba Ward. Misha Kali area MCA Kalawa Ward hapa tupo. Joyce Mwende, Chief Whip County Assembly of Makueni of the Majority Party, Wiper Democratic Movement. Patriotic Front, apologies. Anastasia Nundu, member of the County Assembly of Machakos, nominated and a member of the Speakers Panel in the County Assembly of Machakos. Catherine Che, nominated County Assembly of Machakos, Wiper Democratic Movement, na kwa kamati ya Environment. Chalo Mumo, member for Tulimani Ward, former leader of the majority, Makueni County Assembly. Elizabeth Mutindi Kiyo, alikuwa mwalimu wa Mbooni Girls, akawacha kusomesha Germany, akakuja kuwakilisha wamama na watoto kwa bunge ya Makueni, akiteuliwa na Mheshimiwa Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka. Jane Mwandhi, rafiki mkubwa wa familia, is a nominated member of our County Assembly ya Makueni na chama cha Wiper. Asanteni sana. Please, you may take your seat. Kwa ufupi, I'll take 1 minute. Familia poleni sana, but we celebrate the life of mzee. Alifanya kazi nzuri kwa familia, kwa kanisa. Pili, tumefika wengi wa ulingo wa siasa kwa sababu pia alitumikia watu. But there's something that I want to say, that Konzollo Munyao passion for agriculture and livestock. And he knew the only way to transform roho ya Mheshimiwa Konzolo Munyao, kilimo ya Wakenya na KMC, and because you will be in 2027. Vuvua ukulima wa Wakenya objectively, wakuwe empowered, si kuwapatia fertilizer, ndio wapate market, wauze mbuzi za Kalawa na mazao yao. Kwa hayo mengi, nataka nimalizie hapo. Mzee alikuwa negotiator, Mheshimiwa Munyaka, najua ulikosea watu Mbooni, endeni musalimiane, ushashinda. Asante sana.
Thank you, Speaker Douglas Bilu. When I was giving the opening remarks, Mheshimiwa Ross Museo was walking. And now it is my turn to welcome the sitting members. I don't know, I've just seen Ross. Do we have somebody else? If there is nobody else, then let Ross Museo, our county mama, to give her eulogy.
Mheshimiwa Kivasu, langu kwanza nasema asante kwa familia ya Mheshimiwa Konzolo, kwa askofu ambaye ndiye askofu mkuu wa kanisa la ABC, pia kwa Mheshimiwa Dr. Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka na wote ambao wameambatana nao. Mtu akichelewa huwa anakuwa hana mengi ya kusema, lakini nimekuja kuomboleza na familia hii tunapomzika shujaa mkubwa kama huyu mzee Konzolo. Konzolo nilimjua nikiwa mdogo wakati kwa tunasomea Mombasa. Alikuja kwa familia, extended family yetu, wakiwa wamekuja kuchukua msichana mmoja huko, na yeye ndiye alikuwa mzee. That's when I knew him. Na niseme ya kwamba kwa maisha ambayo nimeona ya mzee huyu ambaye tunampumzisha leo, ni mwanasiasa ambaye anafaa kuigwa sana. Hatutaongea mengi, lakini niseme ya kwamba ni kioo ambacho Mungu alitupatia kuweza kukiangalia na kuishi kama huyu mzee. Mwanasiasa ambaye alikuwa na hekima nyingi, hakuwa mchokozi, ambaye alikuwa anaona mbele na alipenda watu wake. Tunapomwangalia tukiona kwamba amelala, tunaombea familia yake, kwa maana mama pia aliweza kulala. Tunaombea familia yake pia ikaweze kushikilia jina la mzee huyu, ya kwamba legacy ambayo amewacha tusije tukasahau. It is a sacrifice, na ni lazima watu waendelee na kupenda familia hiyo kama vile mzee anavyopendwa na jinsi ambavyo amesindikizwa. Nimalize na kusema ya kwamba mzee huyu alipoenda retire hakuwa na mambo mengi ama kusumbua wale ambao walikuwa katika viti, lakini alitulia na alikuwa ni mshauri mkuu. Na niseme Wakamba maito nyumbani, naomba tukachukue kura kwa wingi nikimaliza. Kwa maana kama tunataka kiti ya upresident, ni lazima tuchukue kura kwa wingi. Mdomo mwingi hautasaidia. Mheshimiwa Kalonzo anataka kura zetu, na ndipo tabia kana Kenya yeso kwa maondo akamba malaniti. Thank you.
Let me finish up. Thank you, Mama County, for those good words. Two things. One is we appreciate the national government presence led by Waziri Dr. Alfred Mutua and the PS Mweke, and equally appreciate the county government led by His Excellency Governor Mutula Jr. And Pope, with your clergy, we have all these 3 united members plus others who are not here. Give them prayers. God hears. we need to be with them all through to 2027. God will do his will. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mheshimiwa Kibasu. Tumukuni makobi. Ni wande diabau nundu anduni ndono bena na microphone na tuyambe omenana. Thank you very much. Moving on swiftly, we now enter the area of protocol, where I have to be delicate in who I call next, lest I am seen to be disrespectful. But you will excuse me if I misstep. What we want to do is to give Mzee a befitting send-off. I would like to invite, with the greatest of respect and humility, the former governor of this great county of Makueni, our elder statesman, Professor Kivutha Kibwana.
Mwai ini museo na mabinda onde. Alex Simba na familia yako kwa ujumla, na Archbishop pamoja na watumishi wa Mungu wote na viongozi wetu wote, na sisi sote tumekuja kumsindikiza mzee Konzollo. Mimi nina machache. Nilipata nafasi kwanza ya kwenda shule na Munyao, na ilikuwa ni Machako School. Yeye alienda 1958 nikiwa miaka 4 na nikakuja baadaye. Tulifanya kazi pamoja na yeye kama mawaziri chini ya mzee Kibaki, na nikajua kwamba huyu mzee, a very dignified man, a man of absolute integrity. Hata siku moja nikiwa Minister of Lands, alikuja akiwa amesumbuliwa kidogo na maofisa hapo chini, akaniambia kuna title yake anatafuta, na akaniambia niangalie iwe ni correct title, na tukakuta kwamba ni correct kwa sababu hakutaka kona, and that has been said even by Alex, and that's something that is great in this country of Kenya. Then he was very consistent, and I think the family imesema that consistency in love, in caring, in being a parent, a father, present father, that is consistency. He was consistent in terms of DP. Aliingia huko, akakwamia huko mpaka mwisho. Hata sijui kwa nini bendera ya DP haiko hapa. Justin Mturi. But that is consistency, even if one may not agree with the politics that he disagree, but I like that consistency myself. He was consistency in terms of ABC from beginning kuendelea, and that is a great thing, to actually do things in a consistent way. Where we met later was in the 90s. Tulipokuwa tunatafuta katiba, na katika hizo tear gas, katika hizo mambo yote, yeye na mzee Kibaki na wengine tukawa pamoja. And so one of the things tuna celebrate ni kwamba hii katiba imekuja. Uhuru wa pili alikuwa mmoja katika hawa wazee pamoja na vijana tukiutafuta. And I want to say, he used to, every time I'm seeing him with Kibaki, every time I'm seeing him with Kibaki. Kwa hivyo alijua jinsi ya kutafutia mtu president mpaka mtu anapata. But he's not now around. He could be very useful going forward. So, onasie to the leaders who are present here, kwamba both government and opposition, I now am a teacher and I work with young people and I listen to them. They are saying, both sides of the government, that they don't want Tanzania to happen in 2027. And it is the responsibility of both sides of leadership to make sure that that doesn't happen. Because there has been a lot of cost in Tanzania kwa sababu ya mambo yale yametokea, vivo vingi, and 2024 kulikuwa na vivo hapa, 2025 also, and the young people are worried. Na nimi nilikuwazekana ningi nukite none sila nona kila kia uchovo na natungianga imobea na wewe mwanao eseliovu no useo kwa Archbishop ila wane na achekana Mutua ila weta ma governor ni moka ninye noka mwambe kwa nduna weta but tuyakamba tutikwenda kutwithia twinothu tuyakamba twithio toba muwe nundu ngai nowe wise uni kukeba kwiliata. Asanteni.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. Thank you very much. A true gentleman, barely 3 minutes. Thank you very much. Before I call the next speaker, kuyandumokie kuyanaitu ngwendo matambwa mewabalamai. Mrs. Musilo, our mother, please just wave where you are. Mwaitu. Mrs. Musilo, thank you very much for coming. Asante sana. Of course, I had mentioned earlier Professor Maitha, Nauito. I know you're seated somewhere. Maybe, Professor, you can wave. Thank you, Professor. I had mentioned our elder David Masika, who had also been recognized. I had mentioned General Kianga, that great soldier from this land of Ukambani. I don't know whether he can just wave. I cannot ask him to stand. The protocol doesn't allow me. General is here. Thank you very much. My good friend and my chairman in another organization where I am a director, Pius Kidome of Pinkerton Security, who's from Mbooni. Thank you very much. That gentleman is my chairman. We serve on the board of his company. Tito Musioka Ketulo. This is Mwema Ketulo's elder brother and husband to our former women leader. Where is Tito? He's gone. We recognize him. He's been with us throughout. I think Uncle George sent Mike. Mike Mohoho, where is Mike? Is Mike somewhere? Thank you so much, Mike, for joining us. That young man has been with us throughout, but his father, George Mohoho, has worked with his family for many, many years. And he was with us in the committee meetings at home. He attended all our prayer meetings and also spoke on behalf of the past legislators in church. In the interest of not forgetting other people, there is a good friend of this family who is a member of parliament, Kiaraho. I understand he couldn't make it, but his wife, Jackie, is here. Jackie, where are you? Mke wa mheshimiwa. Thank you so much, Jackie. Mzee is a good friend of this family and a friend of ours. Thank you very much. I now would like to invite my good friend, a permanent secretary in our great government, Jonathan Mweke. Alex likes to call him Jonah. They have old friendships. Once in a while I play golf with this guy. He's not as good as me, but he's trying.
Thank you very much. My good friend Alex, and your siblings, and your children, the clergy led here by Archbishop Ndambuki, Pope, and all the bishops here present, all the leadership that is here, Mwai Museo, na Marvin down there, Atawe Yeso. First of all, I'd like to bring condolences to the Munyao family on the loss of their dad, Mheshimiwa Joseph Munyao. Poleni sana, we've been praying for you. We know it's been a very, very tough week. I'd also like to bring condolences from my father, Dr. Frank Mweke, who was not just a very close friend of this family, lakini walienda shule Machakos Boys at the same time as Mheshimiwa Munyao, about 67 years ago. Walikuwa shule pamoja, wakakuwa marafiki, mpaka 2 weeks ago when we lost Mheshimiwa. He was not able to make it here, but he came to church on Tuesday at Baptist, and I think, Alex, you told me that he was very, very distraught because they've known your dad for almost 70 years. So again, poleni sana from Dr. Mweke. Mimi yangu itakuwa machache kwa sababu nilikuwa nimepatia huyu mzee Mheshimiwa Munyao heshima zaidi. Vile nilirudi kutoka mahali nilikuwa nasomea 2006 na nikamwambia nataka kuingia siasa. Alikuja kanitafuta twathitwe kalabando twa ya lunch na ndabia we alikie siasa oeka mwana kanini anenge mawaidha maingi muno pyo undungika kuna siasa siakwa, siasa sia muo, siasa sia maendeleo, siasa sia unengane ndaya. And I think it's been 20 years later, alama ambese, you know I stayed true to the advice of Mheshimiwa Munyao. Number 2, we were in a very interesting business engagement with Mheshimiwa Munyao. A lot of our fathers came together and they said they are growing old and we want to teach our sons how to continue with the wealth that they've created. Na twasoevya company yetu wa Shirika Investments Limited. Our chairman is Justice Waki. Professor Maitha is in that club. Dr. Mailu is in that club. Dr. Kibua is in that club. Mwema Kitulu is in that club. My father, Dr. Mweke, is in that club. Mheshimiwa Munyao was also in that club. Very visionary old men who want to ensure that their legacy lingers on. Na nekyo kitumi muona andu mwoka maingi tauyu ka tuitudhumusie na tumasie Mheshimiwa Munyao. Thank you for giving him that honor. Lastly, is this game called golf. Ila Andrew anena Andrew na ningo mina you. You know Mheshimiwa Munyao was a minister of livestock. I am now the PS of livestock. So I am continuing where he left. But when I needed advice and I needed time with Mheshimiwa, because he was very busy running his business empires, Nyamumanda on the golf course. It was very hard to find Mheshimiwa and get a game with him because he only played with party leaders. Played with Muskari Kombo, Mukisa Kitui, and the Honorable Martha Karua. Standing game that he had. But when he gave me a game, he gave me with another gentleman who just passed on Sunday, called Architect David Mutiso. Two very old wazes who meant the best for us, the younger generation. Kunyo kaba Mbooni kalawa kokia kesi ya Mheshimiwa. Wangu munenge nda ayasi yake tondo ae mondo wake tumi kwa ambaye hii yetu ya Mkamba. As I finish, I'd just like to ask anybody here from the national government to stand up so that we can recognize them. I see Damari is here, who sits on the board of Kemri, sorry, yes. Of course, Alex, I won't ask him to stand, or he has stood, he sits on the board of TRA. We mundungia adokomana serikali nene? No? Ah, yes. Of course, somebody else who sits on the board of Konza Technopolis. Thank you very much. And with those many remarks, may the soul of my dad, Honorable Munyao, rest in eternal peace. Thank you.
Thank you, Jonah. 4 minutes and 52 seconds. Thank you very much. As you know, the late Konzolo Munyao was a founding member of the Democratic Party. You will, of course, hear from the party leader with us later, but there were people who walked that journey with him. And amongst those people was, of course, the late President Mwai Kibaki and the late Honorable Njenga Karume. I hear Lucy is here with us. Lucy, can you stand? Lucy Karume. Thank you for coming, Lucy. That is the daughter of Njenga Karume, a friend of this family and somebody I've done business with. I've known the family also for many years, Kigera and the others. Thank you for coming, Lucy. And then we've received condolences and useme jambo to the family when you go back. Thank you very much. Now, we are climbing the mountain. We're about to get to the top. The next speaker is somebody who vied for MP in a constituency called Kilome in 2001. This person and I were in the race together. We were trying to take the seat that had been left by the late Tony Ndelinge when he passed on. This person is a great leader, an astute administrator, a behind-the-scenes operator. We set up the first committee for Governor Mutula, campaign when he was senator with her. I've seen her hand. She doesn't seek recognition. Truly a great lady of this county and a daughter of Kilome. My dear sister Lucy. Also, I must say my sister in the clan, and His Excellency has something to say. He will tell us later. I don't know what he's saying. Karibu, Deputy Governor.
Okay, thank you to the family, the clergy, and Your Excellencies. Mwai moseo na mabinda on there. Asante. Kwa family, Alex, together with your siblings, your relatives, and your clan, and everyone, poleni sana kwa kumpoteza baba wenu mpendwa. Si jambo rahisi. Mlimpoteza mama mwaka uliopita na mwaka huu mnampumzisha baba yenu mpendwa. Poleni sana. Mungu aendelee kuwapatia nguvu and to provide uko na uongozi ndani yako. Kwa hivyo ongoza hiyo familia, kwa iongoze, provide leadership to your family. Not just for Kenya, but also Ukamba. Ibinda juto tia nate nenetu na muona no kesa kwida netu kuigwa moyo twewa ni kiongozi wa the from 202, of course, up to 2013, led by His Excellency the late Honorable Kibaki, and the stability he provided. And I'm happy from the tributes ila tuegwaba tumesikia ya kwamba even at home he provided you with the right environment. And I was just amazed that very good Kikamba, but later I learned unasomea okuno woka uke kala kukamba, which is something very precious for us. Tukabundi asiasiana situ pia ikamana Kikamba. I just want to say two things now after the PS amezungumza. PS, kuna jambo umezungumza, lakini kuna area kubwa ambapo kumekuwa hakuna mvua. And by March, January, February, March, kuna mahali hata ng'ombe hazitakuwa na nikienda kanategwa. So PS, kuna wakati mulifanya mpango wa off-take ya ng'ombe before it wike Malonga sikagwe. So sasa wewe tumekutuma enda upangishe kitu, watu wa huko Kibaki Kalonzoni na huko kwingine mpewe fedha, watu wa Makueni wapatiwe fedha, mchukue off take mupeleke huko KMC. There is a time ulikuwa na that kind of a program. Nondo ku no musi na negwa towo mu ukamba. Indi tiogo. Ndwiko nesa kuya wi udi ukulia budget ya buyosu netwa utuma because there is a serious problem. Nondo kuinge kuena neki. Finally, Honorable ni wendi okoma wadi urest na asiai alama emaito pa tuina motongo hii Honorable Kalonzo Musyoka twasio mbai ya Mukamba and the united opposition tunajua ya mamuko na nia ya kusonga huko mbele mkiwa united. Kwa kweli ni wakati wetu wa mbai ya Mukamba na mbai ile ingetwe na ndu na makazi na langi monde matekazi tukwatane Kalonzo ekalile kibila cho sumbi wa Kenya. And it is our time. It's coming 2027. Kwao kabyo ole nikanatu songe mbe tuikenesa na tuekala kibila cho sumbi owoki Your Excellency Honorable Kalonzo Musyoka ile tukatungia ngai mubea because we have waited for long together with the united opposition. Na mwikatele mamusisi tuke na kitu tuliona wengine wana celebrate razor thin margins. Small razor. Kidogo 1,000 sijui 2,000 no way tunawaona na kiti tutakalia. Thank you very much. Ngaya mwekenesa.
Thank you very much. My sister Lucy, thank you very much. Before we go closer to the top of the mountain, where we go to my brother, His Excellency the Governor, I want my friend, Honorable Kivasu, akienda nyumbani apikiwe. Na mimi niliona kuwajulisha, kuna mtu ako naye hakuwajulisha. Juliana ndungama ndo ama kone. Juliana ewe mukawa wake baso na nienda bikanomba wewe neta. Ndo be ndo badia kethia kiwe kiwu na ngima batemboka. Kana togo ndo na recognize mama. The governor, my younger brother, come and speak to your people.
Mwai museo aye okay Munyao wenu kukulwa o azio ndo mukwasia mwai museo mavi naonde na usuni wombo wake na nadioka. Thank you. Nenena kwa kupenda ndo tunenie tichumwa but people of Mbooni, I want to say Paula to this family. This is not just family, these are our family members. Mheshimiwa Manzo ni watu mana. He's on his way to Uganda. He's unable to come na ametumana kusema pole. Mheshimiwa Wavinya Ndeti ametumana. Ama amekuja? Sauti imeongezeka. Okay. Mheshimiwa Wavinya Ndeti ni watu mana. Kwa asia pole. Thank you. Thank you wapasha sauti kwa kuongeza sauti. Neno mwia kwa Archbishop na ame kanisa. Niwea. Nundu wa okuko wengi o tunayo wengi taumasia mwaitu ninai paati neno mutapia mzee atanetwa imeanguka mister mzee atanetwa wa alitwa wa katano wa dhandatu mwana Alex niwa ndabisikana mzee ndaiwaneza na ndabisa ilango mwethi hapo na twathi twamona we mzee pala unaye sipitali painaye basio ndu anayeketwe katheta kundu kweli na twekala nake ina Alex oya twekete masks ni nake twayangewa twaya siasa twatheka twakunovisa twakunie selfie neno na Alex amya pe andu mathina ze mutula asia auma sipitali nuko deal namo na you know no endie nitabia ango binalange meso viane na kono mutumi ono ko deal namo. But something important ngwenda weta ndane weta twechumo. And I want to say this, Bishop, it occurred to me that we should pray with him. Na yuba unatweka Bishop. Natweka Bishop. Twabole. Na twamobole. And we prayed with this man. Now he was smiling. He had such a beautiful smile. By the way, you guys, your father was handsome. Wacha tu tuseme tu kweli ishe. So kama za kila mtu zilikuwa 3 million, za Munyao zilikuwa 3.5. That's science. 3.5 million. And he had this very, very nice smile. Jioni, Alex sent me a message to say that Mzee was very happy that we managed to spend time with him. This gentleman called Alex, atongie Java. There's a Java restaurant somewhere in Nairobi hospital, to his office. Now, he was up and down, up and down. So even when we say Paula to the family, I know what to see your father breathe his last must have been a most distressing thing for you, Alex. And it's for everybody. Another interesting thing about this family, unajua kitambo tulikuwa nasema, and I was discussing this with Mutua here, he was saying something about the Kikuyus. This is the only family that has Kikuyus and Kambas and a perfect cucumbers. The most perfect way. I've said this before and I want to repeat as I finish. Huyu mzee 2007 were competing with my father, Mheshimiwa Kibasu, Mheshimiwa the late Mwalimu from Mulima, I can't remember his name now. Kithoku, Mosia. And I saw something very interesting which has formed my politics. Njo we were under umangana Mutua. Kibasu was there at the Tarling Center in Tawa. Kibasu left at 9 p.m. Alijua hiyo imeenda. Alex alitoka saa 6 ya usiku. And after that election, they didn't, the father, Kibasu, this one, Mosia, Kithuku, the late, did not become enemies of Mzee. Why am I saying this? The politics we witness in the by-election, the politics we saw in the by-election should be condemned with all the voices. Kwa sababu Violence cannot become part and parcel of our election process. The minister in charge of internal security cannot be the one to announce about who lives, who doesn't leave a polling station. Hiyo ni kazi ya mtu ambaye anaitwa chairman wa Electoral Commission. And there's something we lost, party leader, with the BBI. We had done a clause in the Election Offences Act which was going to bar any politician who instigated violence. We had put it in the election offenses. It's not too late to bar politicians. What Professor Kibwana is saying will not happen until a politician is barred from contesting an election. And violence, when the law says that the sum total of this did not affect election results, it does not talk about the 1+1, the margins that DG is talking about. If the process is flawed to the extent that there's so much violence, those elections can't be and should be nullified. That is the law. So tusikue kama Tanzania, tuseme ukweli kwamba sheria inasema kwamba wale ambao walileta vurugu na wale walifanya watu wakamwaga damu na wakauliwa kwa sababu ya siasa, yule mtu ambaye amechaguliwa asikae kwa hiyo kiti akifikiria kwamba yeye ako sawa, kwa sababu kama kulikuwa na vurugu ambao zilifanya watu wasipige kura, huyo mtu anaweza kuondolewa kwa kiti hicho. Ya mwisho, tuithina muno tuinoa muno wobeti ndakowa musumbi wa dhanda tu eta Dr. Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka na manena munena ape mwinangwe. This gentleman was an MP when I was born, 1975. Paul Gay was in jail. Kalonzo nomba katu okwe tambai nata Kenya. When you talk about integrity, in the example, integrity, by the find. Eh? Yes. The man who defines the word integrity, the man who redefines chapter 6 is Dr. Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka. So to the united opposition, maneno yataandikwa mitandaoni. Huo sijui nani amesema, huyo amesema, nini amesema, all those things. Na tunajua ni kina nani wanafanya hiyo maneno. Because the idea is that all of you should fall apart. The things fall apart. The book is about you guys. And I can tell you standing here when you are burying Munyao, if things fall apart while you are there, things will fall apart very badly even in your lives. Because these people are counting on you. Personal ambitions are not bigger than Kenya. And personal ambitions cannot make Kenya go to where we were in 2007. We cannot go there. So tukimzika uyu, this good gentleman, I've asked the family, Alex, if you are the one who wants to join politics, you have a lot to copy. Kikamba weke manya nesanga kotondo ukisi. And then you become a gentleman like him. And then when it's time to go, you go. Usumbui watu like Rose Musyoka amesema. So when you go abroad, as there's a gentleman called Zo. The gentleman in the US called Zo, and all these people. May you carry the name of Konzolo Munyao, like the way you would fly a flag in America. I tried to have legislation for Kenyans to fly flags, like the way you do in America. Go and fly the flag of Konzolo out there. Let the people of Arizona know that once lived a man, a handsome man who lived according to the consistencies you have had, both of politics and in life, and never wanted anything that didn't belong to him. Na mukifika huko diaspora, because you're going to be voting for the election, diaspora, Kinazo, get an ID card if you don't have, get a voter's card if you don't have, Because 2027 we expect you to vote. And the person you are going to vote for is seated here. So there will be no mistake. So, na ukifika huko, utume zile green notes. Because we are going to mobilize. The master of ceremony. Nena atomo, ni mbaye zenyu, ni monene oya. Asia, unene undu, deputy governor, wane, yoluwa mundu ambaye zenyu. I want to thank most sincerely Justice Waki for agreeing to do this. And most of you may not know, Justice Waki did something about June of this year. And later, all the old boys of Machako School, na tukachanga pesa about a walk they did in 1968. I'm happy to know that Konzolo was amongst them. And we will fulfill that dream that all of you wanted for Machako School. God bless you. May Amwe Pandavanawe Mandeye, may his soul rest in peace. We will remember him. For the people of Mbooni, Mheshimiwa Kipasu, Mheshimiwa Kisoi, who you came immediately after my father, we have something. We built a mausoleum for your father. Sindio? We must do the same for Munyao. Tigo. The people of Mbooni have lost a good leader, and we hope that we can produce another leader from that family when the Lord finds it due. Navigabu Bishop. No, sir. May I? Take over now. Oh, later. Yes. We have proposed, party leader, with your permission, okay, supervise Anyanya Emaku. On the no tutavia ndetu anuma kala mwila na Kalonzo ni netele Dr. Stephen Kalonzo leader. Wiper Patriotic Front Mbilo. Karibu.
It's okay. Thank you. Thank you. Bwana Yesu asifiwe. Naomba niwasalimie mahali tulipo. Uhuru wa Yesu. True freedom. Uhuru wa Yesu wa milele. Your Grace the Archbishop, I still think there's a bad echo. Your Grace the Archbishop, Bishop Ndambuki, Bishop Mokwelu, and the leadership of African Brotherhood Church, the family of our late brother, Alex, and the siblings, our fellow mourners, Governor Mutula, CS Mutua, and Mheshimiwa Kibasu, our host, my brothers JB and Eugene. At the Nairobi Baptist Church, you were very bold as a party leader of Democratic Party, and you were able to put the flag as you can do. It should be a liberty to do what you should do as Konzolo's party leader. We'll honor that. Well, I once reminded words spoken at a funeral of Julius Caesar by famously Mark Antony. He started by saying, "We come to bury Caesar." He said, "I come to bury Caesar, not praise him." He went on to say, "The evil that men and women do lives after them, but the good," I like that, "the good is often interred with their bones." Brutus had accused Caesar or being ambitious. Those were the Roman days. Ambition started a long time, and poor Julius Caesar had to be killed. Brutus eventually ended up saying the elements were so juxtaposed in him. Brutus had accused Caesar of being ambitious. Those were the Roman days. Ambition started a long time. Caesar, that nature could stand and see. And a national leader who distinguished himself, virtues of chapter 6 of Constitution 2010, itself a product of one of his predecessors, his fellow competitor in Mbooni politics, our late brother Mutua Kalonzo Sr., who was the architect and he birthed Constitution 2010. And Junior, forgive me, when I know our brother Justice Waki, Philip Waki, the great work he did. Remember the Waki envelope that was given to Kofi Annan? Remember the violence? We have produced great men in this community. Men of impeccable integrity, and who stood for what is the best value we can have as a nation. You know, I was, when Konzolo was accused of calling somebody Mushenzi, that thing was resolved. We all have some kind of excesses here and there, but that may not define who we are. What is important is we have come to bury. I looked forward to Nairobi Baptist Church, where, and I think our pastors here, Musula, and the community of Nairobi Baptist Church, Senior Pastor Pinto, who was presiding, because we would go there. We made Nairobi Baptist Church, ABC and AIC as occasion would demand, and we have our kids grow up there. And Alex, you spoke well. I want to confirm to you there will be no stress. We will not cause any stress to you because the argument was settled. We used to argue in Namutula, who is corrupting whose name? Konzolo. We had that argument wherever we would meet. And it was because, as I said in church, at the Baptist church, that we were managing some kind of stress. And here, when I see my younger brother Mutua here and my younger brother Deputy Governor, I always call him Mwai, people we have actually also mentored in a way. As we manage stress, I'm just a telephone call away. I'm just a telephone call away. Because we must hold together as a people. That is who we are. That was the example I had with my senior brother here, solid DP. And I also want to confirm, I said it in church, Democratic Party candidate in Mbeere North did not lose. And thank you, Junior, for bringing it out. We have to do something about this new concept of goonism. We hold the view, along with my colleagues, because we were discussing as we came, that any leader who is given to violence and evidence is demonstrably clear that they are the authors and the perpetrators of electoral violence, they cannot get away with it. Therefore, we will not allow them to get away with the violence in Malava and the violence in Mbeere. We will not. It's not just that we are chest thumping or anything. we owe it to this country and to men and women who have stood on principle, like our late brother, Konzolo Munyao. So, as we go forward, we do so with confidence. Now we know we are riding on the strength of character of men like Munyao. You know, Kenya Meat Commission had collapsed until Kibaki made Munyao Minister for Livestock Development. And you have heard my sister from my clan, Mwai. You know, when your boss said, this Kalonzo man, he's not a cattle farmer. We are working in Dengu. And because I had said we were saying no to vaccination of our livestock, which we knew nothing about, and I'm happy that that thing died, by the way. So you can see the work of real opposition, because it died. The fact that William Ruto called me Mutua and Dengu, he spent 4 days in Kitui, I hope you reminded him, we still keep livestock, even as we grow Dengu. These are Dengu growing area and also cotton. So these are also nice things. We don't take it against him. No, absolutely not. We don't take it against anybody. We take everything, and that is what Konzollo taught us. Take in the stress and don't let it define your character. And on my own behalf and my family, Pauline and the kids, some are grown now, the young men and women, you saw them, I think at the other funeral of your minister. And so, yeah, they all stand with this family, Alex. They all know you. And we don't want you to think we've come here for political gain or any reason. We came to bury one of us. And in Munyao, we were here when we said kwaheri to Mama Agnes. Kone kukitumitukie akaitu tungeinga imubea maunduni onde, spiritual leaders included. You know our position, and we know there are things you have to do. For example, Governor Mutula knows the party position. If the national president, the president of the republic, comes to Makueni, he has to be there. But the national president has to discuss, to actually agree and recognize that there are two governments, parallel governments, but they need each other. So that recognition is important. You gave the condolences of Governor Wabinya, who had wanted to be here, because we know that there's a time president comes to Machakos, the governor cannot speak, and this is what makes people wonder, what is it? It's not a crime to be in opposition, because opposition ends up being the government in waiting, as indeed is the case. So we are so happy they brought out their very worst in this recent by-elections. We now know their game plan. There are no other games to play. And this country cannot be like any other country. Our brother, a senior brother, governor, professor, because Professor said the students are telling him they don't want Kenya to be like Tanzania. Kenya will always be Kenya, because our young people have inspired a progressive revolution, not only in the continent, but the world over. And they've been watching. And you cannot steal for them. They're still very angry at Bishop. You need to own them, because they even have issues about the church on corruption. When a president comes and says, I'm giving you 120 million shillings, and we know his salary is just under 2 million, obvious, disproportionate misuse of power, state power. That's what Munyao would never have done. So we were with him, of course, in NAC. I know our sister Charity would really have loved to be here, and she's out in the US. But you can see the example of NAC. That time nobody believed Kanu could lose. Kanu went on to lose. And let nobody deceive you, fellow Kenyans. you can divide the opposition. The elements and the commitment and even the ideological positioning of who we are in opposition cannot be broken. When we were in court, and it was Weta, who is the speaker who read his eulogy here, and Raila and myself, before Musalia came and they talked about Nasa Hawa, ended up Kunaswa Wao. We used to say that the codes, it is biblical, bound by codes that cannot be broken. This is what this community is at Bishop, and I spoke to you after the last election, and you said, kindu kimu kiume lile wazi, ni mbaino ni nengete mbaya, na mbaino ndi za ugudhia, na mbaino ndi kaa kuniwe kelele ne mundu yoyote, mundu ibinda nevikie, tuiba kutika isi ukone, na nondo kuone tu either siya, the names here, what is the name of this, Ngiloni? These people are very good in honey keeping, beekeeping. That's why they are the Ngilo, ukiwa Ngilo, na we moyomo no, yeah. Bai tutu, bai tuvikie, bai kusiokane, tina, bai mbeso, na si bai to know the integrity ya community, no, kana kuwa your party leader, na ningo motonge ya mube, inyo ndo mama kuwene, mweze wa mustale wambe. Na wene tuwese. Nangaya mwadhime, even as we say kwa heri, to our cherished brother. And this family will hold together. Anything, Alex, you think we can do together, we are always there. We bring condolences from our brother, your big cousin, Rigiji. So unajua Rigiji alisema ndiye community spokesman. Alisema kana ina Kalonzo dheba ikendumu kumukoli ya. I think he spoke in Mbooni kwa Monyaka. When a community spokesman, and you can see that it's very easy. Now we are real cousins. These are cousins. And so we thank you. He has sent his greetings and condolences as well to this family and all the other leaders. Now allow me to invite, I think I will call first of all my brother Eugene, so that when JB comes over, he exercises full authority as a party leader of the Democratic Party. May the good Lord rest the soul of our brother in eternal peace. Amen.
God is good, and all the time. Asanteni sana. Please allow me to bring my condolences to the Munyao family and to the people of Mbooni. Poleni sana kumpoteza mzee. Tulikuwa hapa mwaka jana na rafiki yangu His Excellency Kalonzo Musyoka, na tukija hapa ilikuwa mazishi ya Mama Agnes Munyao. Mwaka huu tena mmepoteza baba. Tuko hapa kusema pole kwenu for losing both your mother and your father just a year apart. Ni uzito mkubwa sana. When we came to bury Mama last year, I remember people were saying behind every successful man there's a successful woman. We mourn together. Today we come to mourn a great leader, patriot. Many people do not know how much Mzee Munyao contributed to the success of the Mwai Kibaki presidency. Through the years in DP, all the way until Kibaki was sworn in, Mzee stood by him. So likewise, behind every great leader, there are even greater leaders like Munyao, on whose shoulders Kibaki stood with Wamalwa as his vice president. Kibaki stood with Kalonzo as his vice president to become one of the greatest presidents Kenya has ever had. That is the kind of leader we have come to mourn today. He was a leader of integrity, and if we want this country to change, in 2027, we must put integrity on the ballot. That is the only way this country is going to change. And even as we come to Ukambani to celebrate this great leader of great integrity, we do know that there are still leaders here of great integrity. I want to agree with His Excellency Governor Mutua that you have such a leader in the leader of the Wiper Patriotic Front, ambao Kenya iko inamwangalia sawa sawa. Na tukija hapa tunaomba watu wa Ukambani, huyu Kalonzo mumwangalie na macho yote mbili. Huyu Kalonzo mumshike na mikono yote mbili. We have been across this country and I know what I'm talking about. Leo nimesikia Speaker Kingi akiongea kule kwetu Western, amekuwa area Mount Elgon, anasema eti dalili ya mvua ni mawingu. Ushindi wa UDA kwa hizi by-elections, record ya Mheshimiwa Ruto is unbeatable, and therefore 2027 is a foregone conclusion. Amesema ya kwamba we'll have a competition in 2027 without a competitor because William Ruto has no competitor. I want to tell Bwana Kingi, this was the case the day Goliath was walking and chest thumping and saying, who can beat me? Until little David came with a stone. I want to tell Speaker Kingi, this was the day that the great engineers boasted and said, the greatest ship ever made, the greatest engineering feat in the history of engineering, the Titanic was unsinkable. The day the Titanic sank, they said it was unsinkable. So today we come home to celebrate this great leader and to tell those who are just stamping because of the rigged elections in Mbeere, where his party won. The Democratic Party won Mbeere. And I want to congratulate my brother JB here, who led that campaign. Mzee would have been buried today with a victory for his great party, the Democratic Party, if it was not for the rigging. And we want to say today, the democracy that Munyao fought for with Kibaki and his team, the team that brought the second liberation in this country, the team that brought back multi-party democracy at great sacrifice, that democracy is in great peril. If we cannot allow free and fair elections in our country, then the democracy that Munyao fought for is in grave danger, even as we bury him here in Mbooni today. We must do everything to defend that constitution that he fought for, to fight and protect multi-party democracy in our country, because it can be lost. Where there is violence, where there is intimidation, we cannot have free and fair elections. And this is what happened in the by-elections that I've had Speaker Kingi boasting about, that they won. And today we are saying, IEBC, you had an opportunity. This was a litmus test for you, Chairman Ethekon and your commissioners. And you are tested, and you are tried, and you are found wanting. You fell short, Bwana Ethekon, with your commissioners. Because where there are lives lost, limb and life lost because of an election, blood was shed, we cannot say there was a free and fair election. And we are therefore asking that IEBC must, within the powers given in the current constitution, in the current legal framework, I know, Governor, you have said that we need more laws to strengthen this, but even within the existing legal framework, IEBC has the powers to stop an election because of violence, allow free and fair elections. But they did not exercise that power when people were killed in Kaspu, when people were killed and vehicles were torched in Malava, where I was with my candidate, and when there was serious violence in Mbeere. IEBC fell short. IEBC has powers to summon those who are involved in the violence. They have the powers to actually summon those who organized those who financed the chaos that we witnessed. And unless they do that, 2027, like Speaker King is saying, there will be no election. We'll be going and that will be a grave injustice to great leaders like Munyao who fought for this democracy. We cannot allow Kenya to go down the route that Tanzania is taking. Sitaki niseme mengi, niseme poleni watu wetu wa hapa. Juzi tulikuwa hapa na mkutano wa Mheshimiwa Rais. Kuna projects nyingi aliongelea hapa. One of them that is very dear to my heart is the Thwake Dam. When I was Minister for Water and Irrigation, we came here to launch that project. We pumped in a lot of money, but that project stalled. For the last 3 years, it has stalled. There were promises to complete it. I heard the Deputy Governor speak about drought that is coming, and we can already feel it. The long-lasting solution, the game changer for Makueni, Kitui, all the way to Machakos, is having water stored in dams and distributing that water. That will be the lasting solution that will change the livelihood of people in this county and in this country. So let me thank you all. Niseme Bwana JB, I think it is your turn. Uje uendelee kwa niaba ya DP. Welcome. And on behalf of the Democratic Action Party, we say pole to you as the party leader with our DP team. Na niombe sana kule kwetu napenda kutuma salamu. Waluya wanapenda kutuma salamu sana. Mniruhusu tu mzee apeleke salamu zangu kwa ndugu yangu wa Malo kijana na rafiki yake Mwai Kibaki. Awaambie kile mzee ulituambia when you held a memorial service for Mwai Kibaki, your friend, this year, and you told us mfuate ile barabara mimi na Kibaki na Wamala tulifuata barabara ya umoja. Kanu had more money than us, but because of our unity we were able to beat Kanu. Mfuate hiyo barabara, mzee tumefuata barabara, wote tumeungana tukaunga DP kule Mbeere. Tumeungana tukaunga DAP kule Malava. Tumeungana tukaunga DCP kule Pwani Magarini. 2027 mzee, tunafuata ile barabara ya Wamala na Kibaki, tutaungana, tutoe mgombezi mmoja wa urais, hii serikali iwe one term. Asante.
Kwa familia ya rafiki yangu Konzolo Munyao, kiongozwa na rafiki yangu Alex, the church led by our Archbishop, the entire clergy. Appreciate you, fellow mourners. Permit me, before I give my condolences, to first of all honor my friend, Honorable Konzolo Munyao, who is a founder member of the Democratic Party, to allow me to lay on his casket the flag of the party is so much cherished. And I want to be able to do that, to invite Alex, who is an active member of the party, and the national leaders of the Democratic Party who are present here to come and assist me to do that. Please, the Vice Chairman, I've seen the Vice Chairman, members of NEC, Alex,